Love and marriage is top of mind following yesterday's big engagement announcement, and that can have an impact on finances. We're thinking of all kinds of ways we can, that's my party trick. I can make it all come back to Taylor Swift. No, but this is a really important conversation. Our friend Kristin Afelumo with HerPlanning joins us to talk about what it means if wedding bells are in your future. Okay, here we go. So if somebody is getting married, what kind of conversations should they be having with their significant other?
So if you're thinking about getting married, even before you're engaged, transparency is key. And so you do not want to surprise your future spouse after you get married with a pile of debt you didn't discuss, how much money you make, your spending habits. So I think, especially if it's something that we feel a little bit of shame about, there's this temptation to just like hold on to it, and then maybe they'll marry me, and then when we get married, they'll help me fix it.
It's uncomfortable to talk about.
It is uncomfortable to talk about. But if you're marrying this person, the hope is that you should be able to talk to them about uncomfortable stuff because they're going to be there a while.
You have to. You have to have a very open, upfront conversation about that. What about when it comes to planning? What kind of conversations should you be having? You've got this idea, this grand, beautiful wedding. A lot of women dream of this day their entire lives. But then when it comes down to paying for it, it looks a little different.
Oh, goodness. Well, most of us don't have a Taylor Swift budget for a wedding.
No.
So I think people get really caught up in the wedding part of it. And I think, gosh, I haven't looked at this statistic in a while, but I want to say the average cost of a wedding a few years ago was $50,000.
It ain't cheap.
That's a lot of money for a party, for like a one-night thing. So consider, there was this really fun show on Netflix a little while ago, and it was like Marriage or Mortgage. Consider what you could do with $50,000 and decide if it's worth it for you to spend that money entertaining friends and family, or if you maybe put that towards something in your future life together, a down payment on a home or something a little bit more substantial. My husband and I got married in front of like 7 people at the Bixby Historical Society, and it was lovely, and we have a great marriage. So it doesn't have to be a big, huge thing. It's just about celebrating your relationship together.
Absolutely. Well, you've got to be aligned on so many parts, and financially, that is a big part of it. Mm-hmm. So you've got the wedding day figured out. You're on the same page when it comes to finances going into the marriage. Mm-hmm. What else? What's a good game plan to have when you're starting out your life with someone and y'all, two have become one? What should that look like financially from there?
So I think there's this desire to try to figure out the right way to manage your money as a couple. And the fact of the matter is all couples do this differently. There's a couple of things I'd consider, though, when you're entering into a marriage. One, get a prenup. Taylor and Travis.
Regardless of what your paycheck looks like or your bank account?
I know. So let's talk about when this would be appropriate. We're not all really wealthy. So for some of us, it doesn't seem like it makes sense. But here are some things that I'd consider. If you own a business, if this is a second marriage, especially if you had kids previously, it's really more about transparency, and it also sometimes is about estate planning. Maybe I had a child in a previous marriage and I want to make sure that certain assets are set aside for the child. Or I've built a business to a certain point, and when we get married, maybe he has a business and we want our businesses to stay independent. There's so many little pieces of the puzzle, and really it's about getting all of our cards out on the table, making a decision around what would happen now while we're in love and we like each other, what would happen now if something were to go wrong in the future. And in my opinion, the things you plan for are less likely to happen. So I know people think that getting a prenup is jinxing it. I think if you have an emergency fund, it's not jinxing not having an emergency. Just being prepared in case something goes wrong, because things happen.
It's a conversation you have to have. Always great advice, Kristin. Thank you so much.
Of course.